All right, so I just wanted to give an update on my progress of habit tracking. Um, so one thing I've done is I've gotten a binder. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but I've got a binder with different tabs to help keep up with kind of different things I'm trying to keep up with. And I really like this. I know, like, basically, I've tried so many different planners. And I think the problem with planners for me is that I don't think any planner that anyone else has made is going to be specific enough for what I would need it to be. And it also needs to be something that can change because, like, it seems like my habit tracking and everything is just always evolving. So I think sticking to, like, just what's in one method, one strategy like they would have in the planners is just not gonna work for me. I don't know, maybe I can need to get this a little closer. There we go. So yeah, so let's just go over kind of like what happened last month. So again, I'm not doing this month by month. I've switched to doing it with the moon cycle, which so far I'm liking that quite a bit. So I'm gonna keep sticking to that. And I feel like I've done really well. Again, I've been doing really well with getting up early, with getting my steps in every day. This month was really great with studying. I've been studying while I'm walking at the gym, and like that has helped me so much with like just feeling like I'm doing something productive at the start of the day. And then also just reading for 30 minutes to an hour. Sometimes I try to get at least 30 minutes. Sometimes I go 45, 50, or the whole hour. But just doing that has kept me so far ahead in all of my classes. Like, it's just insane that 30 minutes a day of reading or studying, you know, watching videos related to class, like, can just help me get so far ahead. And when I started out last cycle, I was doing my workouts daily just at home. I had this kind of fairly easy, like, home workout that I was doing. And then I had added in, like, a workout in the evening, another, like, very simple one. But on the 12th, like, just kind of out of the blue, I think on like Saturday or Sunday, I came across this like workout program that was a vegan challenge that I just kind of just went for it and signed up for it. And I'm so glad that I did. Like, I was hesitant. I didn't think I would have enough time to commit to it because I've tried to do other kind of like workout programs, or I tried to do a bodybuilding prep, and I just ended up not having time. It's like I would be really pumped for it at first, and then I would just lose steam and end up like falling off, and then I would be stressed. You know, even if I did push myself to keep doing it, I would be stressed about it, and I felt like I would, like, my work and my school would kind of like be hindered by me trying to stick to that, and it just would get overwhelming and I would quit. And so I was kind of worried that that might happen with this one, but it really wasn't that expensive. It was like $97, something like that. And I thought, you know what, if anything, I'll get these workouts, I'll get the meal plan, and just give it a try. But so far it is going like really, really great, and I'm glad I did it. And I think the part of the reason that I'm able to stick to it and do it right now is because I did already build all of these habits. I was already getting up early. I was already going to the gym. I already had like a base level of fitness because I was doing that easier workout at home. So it doesn't seem that bad. And actually, I enjoy getting my whole workout done at the gym now, because now when I come home, I'm like, okay, well, now I'm home. I can just relax and, you know, just get into my day. So I think it's going to be successful. I'm currently in my 3rd week of it, and it's 12 weeks. And so far, so good. Like, I'm really happy with it. And I don't have my nighttime workout. So that's why this is blacked out, because I'm doing a longer workout in the morning and not needing to add in that extra one at night. With my journal, what I've switched this to is I already finished filling out my introspective journal. I bring this up like all the time, this one. I used to do this every day, but I finished it like a month or so ago. And so what I've been doing is reading, going back through, starting from the beginning and rereading what I wrote and thinking about it a little bit more. And then I've been putting the videos up. So that's what that is. So it's just kind of like re-examining what I think about what I wrote before. And then here's the place that I really, really, really want to work on the next cycle, is really starting my workday on time and putting in enough hours at work to where I feel like I've been productive. And, you know, and I mean, really, this is the biggest gap on here for me, is that. And other than that, I'm doing pretty well. Like I put these in as part of like a nighttime routine. And that's one thing I think whenever I started several months ago, when I started like talking about the habit tracker, like the night, I felt like I was starting to get a pretty good morning routine, but the nighttime routine was kind of a struggle for me. And so I just put 2 easy things down. You know, I put, let's fill up my water pitcher so I have my water ready for the next day. And then let me lay out my clothes for the next day. 2 things, each take less than 5 minutes to do. And so I've been pretty good at getting that done at night. And then I was meal tracking at first, and I was doing really good on my meal tracking. But then whenever I started this, it has a meal plan with it. And so I didn't really, for some days it wasn't like that important to me because I already know how many calories I'm having because I'm eating the same thing 6 days a week. Like the meal plan is like you eat the same thing 6 days a week, and then on Sunday you eat the same thing every Sunday for 12 weeks. So I didn't really find it super, like it wasn't a priority for me. And then staying under 2,000 calories, which again, if I'm following the meal plan in the program, like that's not a problem. Another thing I've been doing that I mentioned last time is starting to try to wear heels during the day. And then I've also been wearing a posture support kind of thing. Just because sitting at my desk, I tend to have bad posture, and I'm just trying to throw in some little things. So if I do end up competing in a bodybuilding competition next year, I'm already building like some habits and things that will try to be beneficial. And so like I'm sitting down most of the day, so the hills aren't really a big deal, but just getting up and walking around in them whenever I do get up or go to the kitchen or whatever, I've already like noticed like a drastic improvement in being able to walk in heels. So if I do compete on stage, like I don't want the being able to walk in heels like holding me back whatsoever. And so I think I've come a long way with that. And the posture, I wasn't sure about wearing like a posture brace because I'd seen some conflicting things about whether it actually helps your posture or if, you know, you'd be better off doing like exercises. But I feel like my posture has improved. My roommate says that it's improved, even when I'm not wearing the brace. And so either way, I feel like it can't be any worse than like slouching in my chair, even if something's like helping to keep me from slouching. So I'm going to keep doing that. And here we have the shower. And every time I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird, you know, that I'm marking my showers. And I think I figured out like what it is. When I was younger, up until like a couple years ago, I was like obsessive about showering. Like not obsessive, actually, no, not obsessive, but I would have to shower every single day. Like if I was going to go out anywhere, I would have to shower before I left, whether or not I like smelled, whether or not I was dirty. Like in the morning, the first thing I would do, or whenever I got up, you know, I would take a shower. And I think I like tracking it because if I get out of that routine, if I'm not taking a shower every day, I will forget when I've showered. And I don't know, because I don't really smell. Like my deodorant is very good. If I don't shower for a day or two, I don't really smell. And I just, you know, I change my clothes and everything and it's fine. The only thing that is kind of like the show is my hair, but I don't think it's actually like necessarily a good thing to like wash your hair every day. And if you're only showering every other day, then how much water are you saving? I I think, I don't know. I think I just like to see like how long has it been since I've showered? Maybe I should take one. Ideally, I think it's best if I do it every other day, but if I go like 2 days without, like I did these places, like I don't think it's a big deal. I was painting this day, I think, or pulling carpet, and I got pretty dirty, so I took some showers back to back, but I don't know. I think it's just something easy to track too, so leaving that in there. But yeah, I would say overall this was a pretty successful cycle. Aside from I fell off in this last week, like this last week, I was just like feeling a little bit off and just like I just wasn't tracking for a few days, and so I have no idea. Like I know I did all this every day, but for these I'm just not sure exactly when I started work or how long I worked, or I don't remember. So that's why those have the question marks by them. But so that brings us to my new habit tracker. Make sure it's in frame. So yeah, like every month I pretty much like resort. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think I could have a journal that someone else has made that's going to work for me. And I've even tried this one journal or planner that is made to be very customizable. But even like I really think that system maybe worked for the person that made it and maybe will work for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for me yet. So I'm holding on to hope that like maybe at some point I can start using the journal, but I just feel like I'm not to the place yet where I'm organized enough to actually use a planner like that. So I don't know. Right now this is what I'm sticking to. So I've reset my tracker. So it started the 25th of September was the new moon. And then we go into October. One thing I kind of like about the moon cycle kind of trailing off from the first of the month a little bit too, is that I kind of get a feeling that like, if I don't do very well these first couple of days, like I get a start over. It's a new month, you know? And so I don't know. I kind of like that. But yeah, I just reordered some of the things a little bit because I like to mark them down as they happen. So I'm still getting up, you know, the goal is to get up before 5 a.m. Ideally, I want to get up by 4 a.m. I want to be out of bed by 4 a.m. because what I've been doing is I've been waking up and laying in bed and scrolling through social media. So I need to have an extra thing of like, okay, no, I need to get out of bed, you know, by a certain time. So ideally I want to get up by 4 a.m. So if I put a star by it, it means, you know, I was definitely up before 5 a.m. The star means I'm out of bed by 4 a.m. And then walking every day, studying, still doing great on those. And then I've got my workout. So my workout plan is scheduled for 6 days a week. And then we get like a rest day on Sunday. Still doing the walking, the cardio. Cardio is built into the plan. So that day I was already walking an hour every day. And so it has an hour of low intensity cardio. So I've just kind of upped the intensity a little bit of my walking. And so, yeah, so then Sundays I get a rest day for my workouts. And then usually when we come back from the workout, I will go ahead and sit at my desk and put on my heels and my posture brace and then get started to work by 9 a.m., ideally 8 a.m., but I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway. And then I'm also giving myself a little bit of leeway on work and studying. You know, if I can hit 4 hours every single day, I will call that a win. But ideally, I want to get at least 6 hours. And, you know, ultimately, I would like to have 8 hours every single day until I finish my dissertation. But I'm not there yet. You know, I've tried to set that as my goal, and it's just overwhelming for me to try to do that every single day with so many distractions and so much stuff. I'm not to that point yet, but I would definitely like to be. And so because of that, I end up working on the weekend some and things like that. But yeah, that's my new goal. And then I put this in track work because I'm hoping that if I have some sort of tracking system to track what I'm doing every day for my work, that maybe that will help me stay more on track. And I've tried doing it like over COVID. Our bosses made us like these spreadsheets to try to track, what we were doing every day, because they were afraid that, some grant, a lot of our work is working on grants, and they were afraid that, like, since some people were doing lab work on our project, that since they weren't in the lab, they wanted to see that people were still being productive. And I struggled with that. Like, some days I would be like really on top of filling out the spreadsheet, and other days. So I think I'm going to try a Word document. I think a Word document may be something better for me that I will be able to like keep track of a little bit better. So I'm going to try some way to try to track my work every day. And then, yeah, my to-do list. One thing I noticed last week was, ideally, I want to do my to-do list when I'm finished work and then set my to-do list for the next day, because it does seem to help me stay more on track when I have like a list of things to do. But some days I would forget or not have time, and I wouldn't do it until the next morning. So on those days, I put the arrow, like I did it, but I did it the next morning, like first thing in the morning. So that's what that is. But I'm going to try to do it at the end of every day. And then I've got my nighttime routine stuff: fill in the water, lay out the clothes. I put the shower, and then the 2,000 calories is something that's probably going to happen every day. I just put that at the bottom. And then for my journaling, I've been filming the videos and putting them up on YouTube. And for a while, I was trying to film them every day, and it was kind of stressful to like have that, like, oh, I've got to film this today. I've got to find the time to do it and put it up. So what I've started doing is just on like Saturday or Sundays, just filming the ones for the next week. And also, like, it takes time to upload them. Like, I don't know if you've uploaded things to YouTube before, but it's not like as easy as I expected it to be, like, before I started making YouTube content. Like, if you're stitching things together in iMovie, sometimes, I don't know, you've got to have like space on your phone, like the amount of data that, or not data, storage, and then sometimes it takes forever to just upload. And like, just to not have to deal with those problems, I'd like to get them all filmed like in one bunch, just to kind of, get all of it going. And if I have issues with uploading stuff, if I can get a couple of them uploaded, I can get the rest of them done throughout the week a little bit more easily. So that's why I have all of these already marked off. I've got them done through Sunday. And then my goal is to, just do a big batch every week. But yeah, I'm really, like, my goal is going to get to be filling this all in. I did really good yesterday. I didn't track. I forgot about it. But yeah, my goal is for like the rest of this cycle to have all this stuff filled in. And like I said, the first is on Saturday, so if I kind of screw up, these first few days, I'm going to give myself a little bit of space, and then, with the start of the new month, really, really try to stay on it. So yeah, I'm pretty hopeful. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I feel like the last couple of cycles I felt a little bit off. But I feel pretty good about this one so far. And the other thing I wanted to show, I think I showed this last time, is my goals for the month. So I've started, on top of like my daily like habit stuff, I've been putting together like a goal sheet. And yeah, so I'll do it by each like portion of the moon cycle, which turns out to be roughly a week. And so I have it down for like from the new moon to the first quarter moon. I have my goals and then mark off what I did. Ideally, I want to get all this stuff caught up, but I did not do very well on this. And honestly, I think I was pretty optimistic last month. I think I was a little bit too optimistic in what I could get done. My main focuses right now are work and school, keeping up with my homework, keeping up with my work, and then also doing some remodeling on my house. So I had a lot of things about like organizing the house, remodeling the house, and I just didn't end up getting to that. I had some work things that were like not necessary, but this is a little bit of a downtime for me. So I was trying to do things to keep busy to like help in the future. And I did get to some things actually, but I didn't get to all of them. So I've kind of like scaled back a little bit this month on like my goals, but I still think it's gonna be pretty good cycle. Another thing I have, like every week I've been meal prepping for my new plan, and I think that's why I've stuck to it so easy, is because I meal prep on the weekends, and so I don't have to think about food all week. I've already know exactly what I'm gonna eat, so it's already done. And then also I'm doing a weekly upload video on my progress and, you know, working towards doing a bikini competition. I feel like there's another thing. So here's what I did for this new cycle. Like I said, I didn't really get as much marked off as I wanted to for my last cycle, but here's what I've done for the new cycle. You know, I've got my homework on there. I've got some dissertation stuff. I've got some things pertaining to the house. And then, yeah, every week I want to film the journal videos, the update video on my workouts, my meal prep, and then just for this week is this video. So once I'm finished, I'll get to mark that off. And then, yeah, so I just kind of scaled it back a little bit. I think all of this is going to be doable. Also in the middle of October 17th, I am starting this 14-day writing challenge that I signed up for. And I think with how I've built all my habits and everything and how consistent I've been with my morning stuff, I think if I throw that into some of my morning stuff, like first thing I sit down, you know, you write a little bit. I think I need to read the challenge again, but it's like you're supposed to write for like 20 or 30 minutes every day and then submit what you write to this like group. It's to kind of keep you accountable for like graduate students that are trying to write like thesis or dissertations. And my hope is that I will stick to that and that I will get a lot done on my concept paper, or I think it's essentially like your dissertation proposal. They call it a concept paper in my program. And it only has to be 5 to 8 pages. So I think in 14 days, I can probably get that knocked out if I am really sitting down and writing every day. So I'm hoping that this thing that starts on the 17th will kind of get me in line on my dissertation and getting, you know, moving forward with it finally, since I'm almost done with my classes. And yeah, like I feel really good about this. I think all this stuff is doable. We did get some work done on the house, some of the hard stuff finished on the house. So I think even though I have a lot of house stuff here, I think I'm going to be able to actually get a lot of it finished and knocked out without feeling like I'm negating my work or study duties. So yeah, so I'd say right now I'm feeling pretty optimistic. Even though I didn't get everything done last cycle, I think it was a pretty good cycle. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. And I will share the link to my habit tracker if you think this might be something that works for you. It was just a free template that I got online. So I'll share the link to that. And yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes.